Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Kadash, double honors unto the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, I wanted to do a quick video to show you that it took, not it took, the Most High, well, let me say it like this. It took the Most High 400 years. No, he actually gave them 400 years, the Amorites, before that he would destroy them. The same thing is going to happen to the Edomites, the so-called Caucasus people upon the planet Earth, whether it be from America, whether it be from, they are also in South America, especially in the politics. The higher up you go, the more Edomite they are. For example, in Brazil, if you look at the politicians there, and then the lower you go, which is the tail, then you see the natives and the so-called Afro people of there, South America. The whole continent, so different countries, but the whole continent, and Middle America also, and you have all over the place, Australia, everywhere where they are, they're gonna get punished, they're gonna get judged, but their iniquity needs to reach unto heaven first, just like the Amorites that got themselves killed. Right now, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse. I'll start at 13. And he said unto Abram, know of the Heavenly Father did. Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, which is the land of Egypt, and shall serve them, the Mizraim. By the way, Egypt is Mizraim. And they shall afflict them 400 years. For 400 years we was in Egypt. If you read the New Testament, you will see in the book of Acts, it says 412, if I'm correct. Wait. 412 years. Stephen said that, or 420, something like that. Stephen. When it was 440. 430 years. I think 30. I think it was somewhere. 400 years, yeah. Wait. No, actually, Stephen said 400 years. They treated as evil, the seed of Abraham, which is, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But here it says in the book of Exodus, it says, Exodus 12 and 41, and it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self same day, it came to pass that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Mizraim. Right, why? Because the 30 years we was free underneath Joseph. After the 30 years that, and after he died in the book of Exodus chapter 1, when he died, we was living there for 30 years. Now, after that he died, and Joseph died, and all that, and his brethren, and all that generation. Now there arose a new king over Mizraim, which knew not Joseph. So that was the 30 years that we were there, the extra 30 years that is mentioned in Exodus chapter 12. Right, so it says here, so it's not 400. Well, it's not wrong. We was enslaved for 400 years, but when you read the 430, that's the extra 30 years that Joseph was in the land and we wasn't enslaved. Yeah. So, okay, verse 14, Genesis 15 and 14. And also that nation, Mizraim, whom they shall serve, will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And we took all their gold and everything that they had. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace when Abraham dies. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. He died when he was 120 years old. But in the fourth generation, they, the Israelites, shall come hither again. Where? The land that he showed unto Abraham, right? There, which is the land of Canaan, aka known as the land of Canaan, also known as the land of Canaan, which that's aka, but then later on named the land of Israel. But now it's basically the land of Ishmael and the land that Ishmael and Amalek occupy, going on. So it says here, verse 16. So he was in the land of them at that time. the land of the Amorites. He looked at it. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. The iniquity of the Amorites was not full yet. It took 400 years for the iniquity of the Amorites to be full. If you read the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and Leviticus chapter 20, you will see what type of iniquities they was doing there. For example, 18 and then 20? 18 and 28, 18 and 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye used to dwell, shall ye not do when you come in the land of Israel. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I will bring you, shall ye not do also. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. What were they doing? Well, none of you shall approach to any that is near kin of him, incest, to uncover their nakedness. I am Yahweh. Incest, don't sleep with your father's wife. Reuben did that, he got cursed. And that the birthright was taken away from him. Normally he would have been killed, but the Heavenly Father didn't set it up like that. Just like David, he would have been killed normally, but the Most High had mercy on him. He punished them a different way because of the adultery that he committed, and then on top of that, the murder that he committed, that he allowed for it to happen on purpose. Right? So don't sleep with your daughter's children, you know? All these things. Sodomites, they was doing that also. Lie with mankind as with womankind, and this abomination. The people of the Egyptians used to do that too. A lot of incest, and they used to do sodomy things too. And also the Canaanites, yeah, which is here. Let me see something. All these people, here, yeah, all these, the yellow, the orange, you know, all of them were doing these things. Mizraim here, and all his kids. Well, not all of them, but here, this, they were doing it, and all these. That's what I mean with all of them. All of them was doing that. Right, going on now. It says here, verse 23, neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. So they was doing that also. So don't do after their things. And also the child sacrifices, which is mentioned here also. Where is it? It's somewhere here. It's mentioned somewhere here if I'm correct. But I'm going to read it here then anyway. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 3. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he had given his seed unto Molech, that's child sacrifice, to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. It's also mentioned here. You know, so yeah, they was doing child sacrifices. They was having familiar spirits, going to witches and stuff like that. Well, they was doing that, and our people started to follow it eventually, but in the beginning we didn't. And he did curse at his father and his mother. They was doing those things also. They was committing adultery. So the Lord said in the book of, no, not in the book, I mean in the verse 23, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nations which I cast out before you. So they was doing all these things. All these things here they was doing. From verse 2 until 23. For they committed all these things. What things? These things. They committed all these things. So the Lord said, don't do it. And therefore I abhorred them. Therefore the Most High was you. And he allowed them to be smothered. He allowed them to be smothered. But for the iniquity was not full yet. So he allowed them to do it for 400 years. And then he set up the nation of Israel to go do what? To kill them. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1, and in Deuteronomy chapter 9 verse 4, it explains to you that not because we're so great that the Lord allowed us to kill them, but even at that we were stubborn people. Deuteronomy 7 and 1, when Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Right. So going to Deuteronomy 9 and 4, speak not thou in thine heart after that Yahweh thy power had cast them out from them, the people, the giants and people tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest and of whom thou hast heard, who can stand before the children of Anak. When you look at this movie called, what was it? Oh yeah, I just had it in my head. Oh wait, sorry. The animal thing, the King Kong. When you look at the movie King Kong, you should ask yourself, like, how did you actually get to the idea to actually make a movie of an animal that big and all that type of stuff and stuff like that, and also make him an ape? Well, because they say, let me show you a movie, sorry. Let me show you the reason for that movie, right? Now, I did a video in 2014, but I think they took this video down. I don't know. I can upload it again, but I will upload it on another channel, and I will speed it up. Not speed it up. I mean, I will click for it. So, but I went to the website here, and it's gone. You can see that here that I went to it. Wait, here. Just read this, and then you will see that it is the same thing. Bookmarks. Oh, there. In 2014, I bookmarked it. I bookmarked it on other occasions also, but yeah, it still doesn't. Here. See, it switches. Did you just see that? Well, anyway, it's no longer up. So the only evidence that I have that thing existed is my video. See, the same thing, the same logo, the thing here. As you can see here. Ooh, not this one. Well, you the same logo with a human or something yellow with a head or a letter I. It's the same thing here. It's that, right? But it doesn't work anymore, so I can't, get you it. But you can stop and read this for yourself as I go on. I mean, go forward and stuff like that. If you want me to upload it, I'll upload it. So, and I'll put the link in the description box. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Before you even ask me. So yeah, it depends. If I remember it, But anyway, so let me go on. I don't have a bad memory. If I think about it, So I might remember it 2 days from now or something like that. So Lord willing, it's not a big deal or something. So, but anyway, so going on. Well, I hope I don't have a bad memory. But yeah, let me go on. Right, so, yeah, wait. Right, so the Amorites and stuff like that. Okay, check this out. So the Amorites, their sins were not full yet, but not just the Amorites, all of them, all of them. All of them. Because what did Moses do? Moses killed everyone on this side of the border. Of course, he didn't kill the Geshurites, and he didn't kill the Machites, which were of the seed of Aram. Well, they was actually of the seed of Nahor, but they fall under Aram, which is one of those over there, which is here. Genesis 22, and which is the brother Nahor, which is then Bethuel the Syrian. He made Rebecca the Syrian, and Rebecca also had a brother that was Laban, which is not mentioned here for I don't know, but later on in Genesis 25 he is mentioned, Laban the Syrian, which was brother to Rebecca the Syrian. And this is Ma'acha, which was one of the other children of Nahor. And Nahor was called the Syrian. And then you also have here, and Kemuel, the father of Aram, which was one of the sons. Kemuel was one of the sons of, of Nahor. Okay. I'm going to mess myself up there with the names and all that there. But anyway, let me just go on, because it's very simple if you just read it for yourself. I just make a trouble out of it. But anyway, let me go on. Now it says here, Right. So the Lord said, this is the same thing that's going to happen to these Edomites. Because a lot of people might be asking, like, why is it taking so long and this and that? Well, the Heavenly Father is a man of patience. Well, he's a being of patience, with all due respect. Sorry about that. He's a man that doesn't, he's not a man that he should lie. So, yeah. But the Lord is a man, as in, between man and woman, he is a man. But he's God, actually. But he's more than that. But anyways, I fall short from describing his greatness. So let me just go on. I don't know the words for it. Right, so Genesis chapter 15, verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again. Who? The Israelites that will be enslaved for 400 years. For why? For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. So it took them 400 years to actually really piss the Lord, anger the Lord. And it came to pass that when the sun went down, it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace, and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. And what pieces were they? Well, verse 10. And he said, verse 8, and he said, Yahweh the power, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? What? The land. And he said unto him, take me an heifer of 3 years old, which is a cow, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon, but the age didn't say, so going on. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst. He cut them, and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. And it's the same thing that our people did here in the book of Jeremiah. See, we do rituals. Now you know why the Caucasus people, they do satanic rituals, because it will have effect. Oh shit, it will do something, will happen. You're not gonna get it, but which they will see what they need to do in order for something to happen, like get money or curse someone or something like that. That's why the Lord said, don't go talking to these familiar spirits. Don't go talking to people that have familiar spirits, because they can do things, and I don't want you to do that. Yes, I have created them, but it's to punish suckers like you to go there and put the curse upon yourself. You big dummy. Right. So the book of Jeremiah chapter 34, if you read this, you will see that the Israelites also made such a ceremony. I don't want to call it ritual, because it is a ritual, but the book of Ezekiel chapter 5 or 6, one of those two, also shows you that Ezekiel did a ritual wherewith he cursed the nation of Israel later on. In Ezekiel 4, Ezekiel 5, and Ezekiel 6. In Ezekiel 4, he did a ritual or ceremony where he ate dung of cow, and then later on, now in the future, we literally eat shit. For the nation of Israel shall eat their defiled bread among the heathen. We literally eat shit right now. Have you ever drank water? Guess what? That is recycled sewer water. You're drinking shit water. that alone. Have you ever ate McDonald's? Okay, so I don't need to go further. Alright, so anyway, where am I? Yeah. The book of Jeremiah chapter 34 verse. Oh, here. Right, so it says, again? Oh, yeah, here too. Right, so it says 18, and I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which is broken it, which have not performed the words of the covenant, which they had made before me, because they swear unto the Lord that they would do something, that they would, if you read it, Josie. When they cut the calf in twain, and passed between the parts thereof. So they cut the calf in two, here, one side, just like a magician, basically. And then, then the magician walks in the midst of that thing. When they take somebody here, and then, and then they split them in two, and then they walk in the midst of it to show you that, see, I cut the person in half, and and then they put the coffin thing back together, and then the person stands up miraculously and has his body intact or her body intact, all that type of crazy stuff. Okay, that's how you can actually imagine this, how that happened. But yeah. And passed between the parts thereof, the princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land who passed between the part of the calf. Right, so they cut the calf in two, and they did a ritual. They swore unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which they break, and therefore the Lord did curse them, and then we went into slavery. But anyway, wait. Right, so... Okay, so they did this ritual, right? Now going on, verse 11. Genesis 15:11. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And when the sun was gone down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. He couldn't stay up. And lo, an heart of great darkness fell upon him. Okay, so I read this already. So now here's verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between two pieces. Right, these two things were not two separate things. A smoking furnace is basically a pot, and then a fire was in that pot, just like how you have here, Solomon's temple. Here. Solomon, look at that thing there. Look, this. Like this. Something like this. A pot like that. And then fire was coming out of it. And it's the same thing that you should imagine in your mind with Genesis chapter, no. Exodus, this is my notes, by the way. I put it there. Exodus chapter 3, verse 2, right? It says, and the angel of Yahweh appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire. And the bush was not consumed. It didn't burn. It was just on fire, but nothing happened to it. It didn't hurt it, right? So you can imagine the same thing here. Verse 17. Now, verse 18. In the same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. That's a very big portion, by the way. If I was to show you, you would see for yourself. I'll just show you to make you look for yourself. This one. Yeah, this is Euphrates. This long thing here. This is a place. This is a place, Haran or Haran. This is a place, Nineveh. The Assyrians were here. And the Lord had mercy on them also for 70 years. He had mercy on them because he wanted to destroy them with Jonah. He's sent to go talk to them like, hey, go tell them people over there if they don't repent, I'm going to kill them. Because they was doing wicked things too. You can imagine. Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20. But anyway, Babylon is a place where Cush was, and all of the Chaldeans were Abraham came from. I said who Ethiopia, which is how was his name again? Yeah, Abraham came from here, and then he went to Haran, and then he went to here, and then he went to Egypt. Abraham went to Egypt. Here in Haran, Abraham's father died, and here also the Lord said, "Get away from your father. I don't want you to hang around them and all these people here. They're evil. Go away." And then he went down into here and stuff like that. Right. By the way, this is Egypt here. Memphis is Egypt. Mizraim, actually, I should say, is Mizraim is here. You know, so you can imagine for yourself how big it is. But anyway, that's not for salvation's sake. The Lord only gave this portion to the Israelites, and He explains it too. He also explains that what portions He will not give to the Israelites, right? So let me get down here, get it down there. So it says, okay, this have I given you from the river of Egypt unto the great river that was so Abraham was asking for a sign. He said, how shall I know that I shall inherit it? Oh, how? Well, then he told him to do this. And then when the deep sleep fell upon him later on, and it came to pass when the sun went down, then this happened. You know, basically, just like Exodus. In the same way that he made a covenant. Okay, so let me see. Right. So then let me go on. Now it says here, verse 19. The Kenites and the Kenizzites. These are two distinct, different individual people because the names are just very similar. It's very irritating. Believe me, this is very irritating to me. And the Cadmonites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. So, yeah, this one you will not see in Deuteronomy 7 nor Deuteronomy 9, but they was there also. They was all over the place, these Hamites. As you can see here in the book of Genesis chapter 10, you can see that Genesis 10 and 15. And Canaan begat Zidon. So the Zidonians and Tyre are Phoenicians. These are Canaanites. The Phoenicians are Canaanites. His firstborn, and Heth, also a Canaanite. And Heth is up there. He was up there, here, as you can see here. Wait, he was up here. But yeah, that was all over the place. The Sidonians was here and stuff like that. Actually, the Sidonians were here too. But in Lebanon, they was also there. That's why they built that big place called Baal Bek nowadays. But it's called now, in the scriptures, not now. It's called in the scriptures Baal Gad. God means troop. So basically, they are the army of Satan. That's what they call themselves. And the Jebusites and the Amorites and the Girgashites and the Hittites and the Arkites, and the Arkite, and the Sinite, and the Avardite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite, from Hamath. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. So where did they go? Let me see, verse 19. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. But Hath, he went a little bit higher. But anyway, because in Lebanon you had the Hamites too. It's gonna, I think, Mizraim was also there. Because these were Philistines here. The Philistines. He's the Philistines. Yeah. So the Philistines were not Canaanites, but they was living in the land where Canaan was. So they also so-called intermingled. Just like how you have, for example, not intermingled like that. I'm going to show you what I mean. Here. Just like how you have Simeon in the midst of Judah. That's my point. Tyre and Zidon until here, but then later on Hath, he went there. And yeah, the Lebanon people were, they were Hamites too, but I'm thinking of the name. But anyway, let me go on. I probably did it in another video, or I'm gonna do it in another video in the future, Lord willing. So so Sodom and Gomorrah. So it shows you that Sodom and Gomorrah were Canaanites, right? Okay, so loose from this now. Now going into, okay, I already read that. Okay, now this is the book of wait, let me go here. So wait, I just showed you the region where the, let me just get it back anyway, actually. I showed you the region where the Canaanites were, right? Sidon and all that, Sodom and Gomorrah and all that type of stuff, which was then therefore here. Somewhere around here is let me see something. Here is Sodom and Gomorrah, which is the same water that I just showed. Sodom and Gomorrah here, question mark, Zoar. No, it's just around here, you know. And then you have the region called Ham, because there's a region called Ham also. Okay, remember that. There's a region called Ham also, right? Which is where here is Ammon, of course, and of course here's Moab. But before these people were there, the giants were there. And then later on, because these were the giants of old, which is the Raphaim. Let me get that, right? So it says here, the Kenites and the Kenizzites, okay, and the Kadmonites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaims and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Girgashites and the Jebusites. But the Lord said that the Amorites, their iniquity had not reached unto heaven yet. But after 400 years, it most certainly did. And then the Lord was angry. He's slow to anger, but when he does, it's going to be like a travailing woman when he screams out of anger. But she screams out of pain, he screams out of anger. But okay. So now, if you look up the word Raphaim, right here it says Raphaim, and then I clicked on the other one because I did type in S, and the one with S, Raphaims, is mentioned 2 times in the scriptures, which is Hebrew 4:7-9-7, and the other one is Hebrew. Sorry, what did I just say? Hebrew 7:4-9. 4. Hebrews 7:4-9-7, right? Hebrews 7:4-9-7 is the same thing, right? So then I clicked on it. It's the same word. I clicked on it, of course, which is here. Hebrews 7:4-9-7. Harapa'ayam, which says giants, Rephaim. It says old tribe of giants. Because if you read the book of Joshua, chapter 13, verse 12. All the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, or Edrei, which is mentioned. I can put it here, I think. Where is it again? Edrei here, Ashtaroth here. They ruled off this region over here. Right. Who remained of the remnant of the giants, for these did Moses smite and cast them out. So you would think that he killed all the giants because he's the only one that were, well, not only one it says, but it says, and all the kingdom of Og, which reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants, of the old giants, because as you can clearly see and know also that he killed them all here on this side. That was also hanging around in the land of Ammon, and they was hanging around in the land of Moab. I'll get to that later. Pardon. Get to that later. And then here, I think, no, here. Nope. Okay, let me go back then. Where was I again? Philistia. Oh, I didn't click on it. Oh, wait. Oh, I did click on it. I just didn't see it. Right, so let me... Because it goes into Philistia, right? Which is this region over here. But as you can clearly know and see that Goliath was still there, and he was also of the giants. So what giants did he kill? He killed them old ones. They were most likely bigger than these ones because of, okay, this here. So I looked up the, no, that's not that one. It's this one. Raphaims and stuff like that. It's the same thing. Okay, old giants and stuff like that. Okay, so it says here, Rephaites, Samuel, also Samuel mentioned there, very ancient nation of the Canaanites beyond Jordan, which is on this side of Jordan, which is east, an account of their gigantic stature. And by the way, Og was also here, which is this one, sorry, here. The former territory of Og. He was here, in this region here. Right. But don't get it twisted, I would say. I don't mean it like that, but anyway, here you had them giants too, and also in Moab. But I'll get to that later because it's gonna explain there. But they was just hanging around, just like how you have, for example, okay, you have America, right? In one state, you don't have the so-called Negroes living all in together. Wait, no, I actually said different. In one state, you will have the so-called Negroes living here in a big bulk, right? And then you will have in that same state, all over the place, you will have small portions of so-called black people living here and living here and living here. And some of them might even live amongst the so-called Edomites, the so-called Caucasus people. And then the ones that live here in the bulk of it, like Chicago, Chirac or whatever, and Brooklyn, whatever, they will then call these sellouts or uppity niggers that made it, middle class, whatever type of thing. And then the bulk of the Israelites, the slave descendants, would be here, the so-called Negros, Latinos, saying there. Well, the Indians are really not there actually, but anyway, just for edification's sake, because Native Americans are most of the time somewhere else among their own, and if they're not, then there would be another place, not in a great bulk of people. Right. Reading on. Now it says here, famous on account of their gigantic stature. Genesis 14 and 5, which I'm just reading right now. 15:20, Isaiah 17:5, which is all mentioned here. Because if you type in the word Raphaim, it says it's 11. Well, it's actually not the word Raphaim nor Raphaims. Because if I type it here, it says it occurs, this word occurs only 2 times. And then if I type just this word, it occurs only 6 times, right? But if you click on that word, it will show you that it occurs actually more times than what it says right there. Why? Because in the English, they will change that word. As you can see here, Raphaims, and then here it's also mentioned Raphaims, yeah, but here it's mentioned giants. It doesn't say Raphaims. And here it also mentions the word giants. It doesn't say Raphaim, and it mentions it 2 times, by the way. The land of giants. Giants dwelled there in an old time, and the Ammonites called them Zamzumims. So this is another word for giants. Right, plotters and stuff like that, which is mentioned only 1 time in the whole entire Bible. 1 time. Maybe they did it on another name, but I don't think so. I don't know. Let me see here. Image, purposed, devised, evil. Wow, the same word for all these different. Actually, consider it, which is thinking, of course. Thought evil, yes. Devised in your mind. Purposed in your mind. I am purpose. Okay. Thought. Imagined. So the root word has to do with thinking. Going back to this word, which is Hebrew 21:57, which I clicked from here. This one. Zumims. So the Ammonites called them that, which is a tribe making a noise. They're probably loud. That's the meaning of that name. Name of a nation of giants, anciently dwelling within the borders of the Ammonites, but extinct even before the time of Moses. See, that's what I'm saying. They was there before, but these Ammonites also saw them there, but they died. Well, they say that they died, but Moses killed a lot of them too. So anyway, so it says here. I don't know if they was extinct, but I don't know. I do know Moses went down there and smoked a few of them. So that is one. And then again, focusing on the book of, wait, not the book, wait, let me look at it again. Where was it? Oh, yeah, Genesis chapter 14, verse 5. Which I didn't read. I thought I read it. No, there was 15. Wait. I literally didn't read it. I thought I read it, because I just said that I read it. What? I said I read it. I didn't. Okay. Genesis 14 and 5. And in the 14th year came Zedor Laomer, and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims. So these people also went to go kill them. In Ashtaroth Karnaim. Ashtaroth Karnaim. So I click on that. Hebrews 6:2-55. Hebrews 6:2-55. This is Ashtaroth, yeah, which is that region that I showed you. Ashtaroth, which is here. Probably some other place here somewhere. A city in Bashan, east of the Jordan, given to Manasseh, which is here. This is Bashan. Right, so he went to go kill him too. Okay. And that's in the book of Genesis 14. But anyway, I have a point. City of Bashan, doubtlessly, okay, statues, and that was a city, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so this is a city. Ashtaroth, Naim. And the Zuzims, which if I click on it is 21, Hebrew 21:04. Just then therefore mentioned. No, this one then. No? Then it's this one. Hebrew 21:04. 04. Roving creatures. An ancient people of uncertain origin. We know that they are in let me just go on, man. Perhaps inhabitants of ancient Ammon. Yeah, they were. They was living there before. Right? And it says here, of a nation, the Aborigines of the land of the Ammonites, inhabiting the border of Palestine. Inhabiting the border of Palestine. Perhaps the same as the Zumizim, which is I just clicked on it. This here, Hebrew 21:5-7, which is Zamazamayam, which is the Zamzumim. Okay, Zamzumim. And the Ammonites used to call them that. Right, so going back to... No, then it was here, I think. Wow. Yeah. Which is see also seer, perhaps so called for the fertility of their country, which the word with me, I don't know. I wouldn't know why. Okay, so that one. Right, so going back to over here. And in Ham, which is a place, which is Hebrew 1990. Hebrew 1990, which is this, which is Ham. And it says here a place. Elias and stuff like that. It says here the place where Chedor Laomer and his allies smote the Zizim, which are the giants, probably in the territory of the Ammonites, east of the Jordan, site uncertain. So that then therefore would have been around here, which is plausible because Bashan, they would travel to here too, of course. So they was in that region before the Ammonites, and that's why I said I don't know if they was extinct. I don't know because they fought against them. Clearly they was fighting against them. But Ham is in this region. Let me see something here. Well, according to them, but there's a question mark behind it also. And this is Bashan, and then you see Ham here. So that was there too. Stuff like that. And let me see. Going on. Back to here. Yeah, Ham, which is also a place, not just the man Ham, of a region otherwise unknown, where the nation of the Zuzim lived, probably in the land of Ammon, on the bordering or in the bordering country. So they don't know 100%. But I would then therefore say that it would be then just around here, man. a big broad around, but still, just for edification's sake, just not edification, but more just to give you an idea of the history of the things that we have been through. This is see, the so-called black people, right? They always talking about, oh yeah, no, the cave monkeys, always talking about portraying that we were so only in a cloth around your middle and titties out and all that type of crazy stuff and stuff like that, and then our people start saying we have no history. Okay, well, this is our history, so it's dope to know the layouts of the land and stuff like that, to see things and have a mindset, to jump up on it like that, it's dope. It's doper than a sack of Yola holder, Right, so going back to the word yeah, here. Okay, so I can move that one. Sorry. Right, so it says it. Okay, it says it. And the Emims in Javan, okay, Kiriathaim, Javan Kiriathaim, which is the place that was also attacked by him, which is that same region there, around there then, of a valley north of Jerusalem, which was also called Kingsdale, Genesis 14:7, and here. But Javan, this thing, Genesis here, is the plain near the city of Kiriathaim in the tribe of Reuben, which is then the... So, but you have to also understand, you have certain places that have two names. I'm going to show you something. You had like 3 different seers or something like that. Oh, right here. Okay, so you had one seer that was here, and then you had another seer that was here, another seer, because we know that here is Mount Seir. We know that with Basra and stuff like that. So we know Seir is here. But you had a seer also here, and you had a seer also here, around here. You had a seer there also. So that's crazy. And sometimes you have a person that has a name, and then there is an actual place with that same name. So now you're confused. I am, definitely, often. Or they would just change the name. Here it says Saleka, but in the scriptures it says Salek, no Salka. So you, what? Why are they doing this? Well, if they made it easy for you, then everybody could get in the kingdom through understanding and stuff like that. So we just pray that the Lord be with us to guide us through certain things. Well, actually, everything. Actually, not certain things, everything, but certain things more better. Look, there's a place called Cain, and we know there's a man called Cain too. So there's another place called Adam. We know there's a man called Adam also. Beth Baal Peor. Oh yeah, Pisgah, Mount Pisgah. There's an Israelite called Pisgah too. In the book of Chronicles, as you can see here. Look, it says here Mount Pisgah / Zibma. So it has another name too. Right, so sometimes on certain things, certain maps, you might see this word and you don't know what the hell it's talking about. But anyway, for example, just for edification's sake, show you this word Pisgah, and then you will see it's one of the sons of Jacob. Pisgah, he was born. Pisgah. on top of Pishka, that you can clearly see that it is a mountain. So I just showed you that region, right? Which is exactly where I showed you. And then you have there was a man named Pishka. Wacht even. But I just read it. Wait. Okay, I can't find it. But I just read it. I was reading, man. I was just reading the book of Chronicles and I saw it. Anyway, maybe it's spelled different then. I didn't save it. Anyway, let me use other example. Here you have the city of Hebron, right, which was given unto Caleb, basically Judah also, which is he's from Judah. But anyway, going on. So if I click on the word Hebron, which is here, and Abraham moved his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is here, right near Hebron. Where is it here? Mamre here. He was here. Right, and then, which is in Hebron, and build there an altar unto the Lord. So Hebron is clearly a place. But if you scroll on down in another chapter, you will find that Exodus 6, which is, and the sons of Kohath, Amram, and Izhar, and Hebron. So Hebron is also a name of a man, an Israelite man at that. And by the way, if I'm correct, it was a Levite, if I'm correct here. A city in Judah, that we just know, that we just read. Altar, Abraham built the altar there. Proper masculine noun, which is the third son of Kohath. See, a Levite, and grandson of Levi. And also a descendant of Caleb. So clearly Hebron was also a name of people. So that's why I'm telling you that's what I'm telling you, that sometimes you might go crazy. Right, so now going back to I think the last word here. Right, so basically you had these people, right? The Zuzims in Ham, and you had the Emims in this place, this region over here, and then you had the Rephaims in this place over here. So clearly these are three giants. This one is giants of old. And then, let me see here, you had these ones, which were named so by them. I don't know if it was the same thing as this one here. I don't know, but could be, I don't know. But that doesn't really 100% matter. But what does matter is that they changed the names, so you don't know it's actually saying this word, because this word is actually more often mentioned than this word. This one is just one time. And I think this one is also just one time. Let me double check that. It's only mentioned one time in the scriptures. And therefore this one is also mentioned only one time in the scriptures. Only one time. This Hebrew word is only mentioned one time. This Hebrew word, sorry. And then, let me see something, sorry. Because the Moabites also named, here, this is what I'm looking for, Emims. I already read that, clicked on it. Because the Moabites had also a name for giants, which were this, here, the sons of Anak. Hebrews 60 and 62. Hebrews 60 and 62. Inakwayam, or Anakwayam, long-necked, that's what it means. A tribe of giants, descendant of Anak, which dwelt in southern Canaan, which is here. Southern Canaan here. Right, going back over here. Okay, how many times is that mentioned in the scriptures? Well, it's mentioned 2 times in 9 verses. This Hebrew 60:62. Anakims, is mentioned, but you also have the other word, which is here, which is Anak. Hebrews 60:61, which is Anak, which is Ainakwa, which is mentioned 4 times in 8 verses. Children of Anak. Now Hebron was built. Yeah, that's a place. In this case, it is a place. The sons of Anak, Judges, and even in the time of, wait, let me see. Yeah, the time of Moses, yeah, of course. I wanted to say the time of Judges, but it's the book of Judges. Arba was given unto what's his name again? Caleb. Caleb got Arba. Caleb. There's a scripture with that. It's in Joshua 14 and 15. So Caleb got it. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite unto this day, because that he wholly followed Yahweh the power of Israel. And the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba. Okay, this thing here. Which Arba was a great man among the Anakims. He was their forefather. Well, he was their king of Abkarak, actually. He was the founder of that land, and not founder, but he was the boss, let's say that. For Arba was a great man of the Anakim, so he was a giant too, right? And the land had rest from war, right? So the Anakims and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So, right, so you had them. So you had different names for the giants back in the days. But my point is still this. Wait, let me grab everything together. Okay, I already read this. Okay, so you had the Emims. I already read it there. Of course, you had the Anak, and you had this word over here, Zem, Zum, that thing. And you had Anak. And of course, you had, okay, I've already read that. Let me see. Bashan, remnant of the giants, yes. Okay, let me see. Okay, so now go in here. Okay, that's the place. Emims, oh yeah, the Emims, yeah, terror, which is Hebrews 6:3-8. Goes into idols, terrors, so called for the terror which they caused to their worshippers, because people used to worship these giants of a very ancient people who are mentioned as having occupied the land of the Moabites before them. So they was in the land of the Moabites, because that's what the Moabites called them, that, as you can see it. Wait, where was it again? Here? No, not here. Then here, then. Okay. But the Moabites called them Emims. Let me read this. Deuteronomy 2:11, which also were accounted giants, right? As the Anakims. So there was other people that was also counted giants as the Anakims, but they were called. Let me get that whole chapter actually. Deuteronomy 2, and they're all gonna be punished. They're all punished after 400 years, just like the Edomites are going to get punished after those 400 years. Well, not 400 years, I mean after a while, because Esau has been running amok for now maybe 530 something 2 years. Since 1492 he started to murder the Native Americans, which are Israelites. He's going to pay for that, by the way. Until now he's been running amok. So the Lord, basically, this is to show you that the Lord could have patience. He There's no hasting and stuff like that. But anyway, Deuteronomy chapter. He has all the time of the world. That's what I mean. Deuteronomy 2 and 10. The Emims dwelled therein in past time. Right? So in past time they used to dwell therein. The children of Lot. And the children of Lot are Moab and Ammon, and in their region. The Emims dwelled therein in times past. A people great and many, so there was a lot of them, and tall, as the Anakims, which also were accounted giants, as the Anakims. But the Moabites called them Emims. So there was not Anakims. There was not the sons of Anak. There was a whole different type of people. That is not really mentioned in the scriptures, actually. Emim. It's only mentioned these 2 times. As it is shown here. Where is it again? Here. Hebrew 3:6-8. And if you go look up the Hebrew word itself, it says 3 times, actually. Where's the other one then? Yeah. Here, sorry. It only says 2, but if I type this, maybe it's gonna show. No. Why isn't it showing? But anyway, that's why I use this, because it's more accurate, because it goes to the root word itself, what it says in the Hebrew. I don't know why that one is not popping up. Last time. Okay. It doesn't want to show itself. Yeah. The one in Genesis, I don't know why it's not showing itself. It's kind of funny. Maybe if I do this. Okay. Don't make any sense. Right, so okay, cool. So let me go to, okay, so now I covered that. And then I wanted to show you a video also concerning, wait, this one over here. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I hope you can bear with me. Okay, there was called, there was terrorizing people. And okay, let me read this again. So it says here, Emims, right? It says here, idols, that's because they was worshiping them. So called for their terror which they caused to their worshippers. Yeah, very ancient people in the land of Moab. But the Ammonites, which is Japanese, they had them too, and they called them something like that. And then I have here a video, which I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And around, I think 3 or something. Over here. I'll just start here then. You can listen to this for yourself.
Went back to see if the fire had gone out. They went back to my 3rd or 5th great-grandfather and told him they must all be dead. There was such a horrible smell. This tribe was called people eaters, and after my people had killed them all, the people round us called us Se-Do Kara. It means conqueror. It also means enemy. I do not know how we came by the name POUNCE. It is not an Indian word. I think it is misinterpreted. Sometimes we are called pine nut eaters.
Just like how the Emims and Zum and thing, just like how they are Ammonite words, they're not Israelite words. They named them. Well, it's the same thing kind of here, but anyway, it's not a Native American word. But let's go on.
For we are the only tribe that lives in the country where pine nut tear their to sun. I have a dress which has been reddish hair. I have some of their hair, which has been handed down from fathers.
Which is on the clothing.
father to son.
It's been handed down from father to son, so why do you have it? So that's also one of the ways that Esau is pushing his feminist nonsense, and he was pushing it since back in the days of 1840s and stuff like that. Why? Because he was taking the men, killing them, and putting the females over them, so that the knowledge would be lost, and above all, the lineage would be lost. That's why the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, they keep their lineage line by the man. They know the truth. That's one of the reasons that they're gonna get exterminated, because they're breaking up everything, because they're liars. You know.
I have a dress which has been in our family a great many years, trimmed with this reddish hair. I am going to wear it sometime when I lecture. It is called the mourning dress, and no one has such a dress but my family.
The thing is that the men in your family also have it, but they're not mentioned on purpose, because I never heard, and I was looking up stories, of course, and you don't hear the men talking, you hear her, because her stories is being pushed, just like Harriet Tubman, that fucking that thing, and all that type of bullshit that I just don't believe. I don't believe that nonsense, because these devils don't push stories about Nat Turner. They know why. They know better. They want to push this one, like the weaker vessel, like this is the conqueror. This is gonna save us. You had Judith, for example, that did save Israel. You had I think Esther too. Yeah, but yeah, Judith did it with her beauty, and Esther did it because she was a wife of a heathen nation man. So yeah, and that's how she helped us. But